is Fuzzy Wingman, and I am back for more kill team. I'm decided to try 2 heavy-hitting melee teams. You know, low model counts and heavy melee, so I was like, you know what, let's try that. Also trying a mission I've never done before, so I'm excited to try that out. One just little caveat is usually this camera, I don't have to worry about anything since I can control it from my phone and I can see everything if it's working. Today it doesn't want to behave. It wants to, I can at least record, I just can't. All I can have to do is trust the red light and trust that I'll get the files later. And also I have to trust that it doesn't just stop recording. So, oh Messiah, please allow this machine spirit to continue recording. Because yeah, I want this camera to record everything. It's the main camera, so it needs to record. Anyway, the mission. I'm doing secure Archotech. So there are 6 objectives, you know, and there's one under here, because you have to set up objectives before you place terrain, so you can't have anything on top of terrain. So there's a whole scoring for disengaging the tech, and then you start carrying the tech around with you. So that's going to be interesting. Alright. Select drop zones. We roll off. Decide who's the attacker and defender. Grey Knights can decide if they want to be the attacker. I think they will. So, defender gets to select a drop zone. I don't think it's necessarily that uneven. So I think Custodians will choose this, and this will be the Grey Knights. Select a team, select attack ops, select equipment. Set up barricades, starting with defender. So this time around, I'll remember to set up 2 barricades for Custodians since I only set up 1. As if they fricking needed it. Okay. Well, that's the thing. You know, yeah, we'll put something over here. Since I can go up, basically up to there. And put something there to have someone at least hide. To potentially go for some of that, because once someone's on the objective, they're not beyond 2. So, Grey Knights. The thing is, if they put something right here, they're going to have to traverse it, which is going to become problematic potentially. When they especially have a little bit of cover there. What they could do, though, is put it here. Someone can at least take shots over there. Oh, I can see there's a door over there. So the Custodians can go through there. And once they're through there, there's not as much cover besides... There is a little bit of wall here, so... Just heavy terrain, so that does help keep you hidden. But if Grey Knights get into there, no one's going to be hidden, which is fine. I guess Custodians will do roughly the same thing. And now the last Grey Knights one. And I'm actually going to put one back here. Alright. Then we set up defenders, don't we? Yep, starting with defenders and then go there. Okay. Oh, Custodians, what do you want to do? Yeah, it's anywhere within that little, you know, square. So they realized they could put people like this immediately with conceal orders. So that way, if an operative gets selected and they're like, hey, I can happen to see you, they don't instantly just zap. Granted, if they keep things over here, there's a lot of heavy terrain that blocks this line of sight. Oh yeah, but that allows this guy to at least start there and not have to worry about someone coming after him. You know, someone just taking a pot shot at him. There's not necessarily a reason to be, have an engage order immediately. He's at least got an invuln, so the shots that would come at him, well, granted, the shots that come at him don't have AP, it's just storm bolters. See, he's beyond the 2 there, so he does that, he's gonna be mostly okay. He'll do conceal. Grey Knight's time. Concealed order. And put him here. So they want to conceal or an engage order. They don't fully know, because with Custodians being in full conceal orders, they know the Custodians can't charge them, so they'll just conceal, because they can at least run around and have some control of the field for a little while. And they're not going to have to be too worried about getting shot at. In fact, how far forward? He's going to be as far forward as possible. This guy's actually going to have an engage order. Oh, hammer. Right, hammer. You know what? In that case, that should be the one. Hammer should be the one doing this. Your base is a little too far forward. There we go. Let's not have you cheating there. We'll do this guy over here. No one seems to be over here. And you know what? Engage order for just in case. And now, the select scouting. Alright. So, Grey Knights would definitely choose recon. And Custodians would actually choose infiltrate, where they could change someone's order. The Custodians can choose who gets to go first. Well, first of all, first the scouting happens. There's a reason why I say this matters, is the Custodians can then use that to kind of decide how they want to play out the initiative. So who wants to dash? So they now know Custodians can have someone switch and get orders, which means someone might go into shooting mode. So even if he has someone here, he can't really shoot anything else over there, because these are all heavy terrain, so there's really not much shooting going on here. He can only really hold down that area. Which is not necessarily a problem. Yeah, because if they dash this guy forward, they realize Custodians can just switch someone to an engage order and unload into him. Unless he kind of dashes over there. He kind of has to move. I'm just seeing. If he went like that. He's mostly going to be blocked by terrain, so he's going to be pretty open. He might be able to get within... Oh no, you have to be within... triangle, the terrain, yeah. He has to get within triangle, so he has to be really close to disengage. Does he want to move? Yeah, he'll move like that. So that'll be his thing. And because of that, Custodians are fine with... They're thinking... Because his distance, the way it is, that he probably can't make it to that objective, Custodians are actually going to defer and let the Grey Knights go first. Reason is, they kind of want to react with the switching of someone's order. They want to have someone that they could shoot. Otherwise, kind of pointless. And because they're kind of drawing that out, Grey Knights are just going to do a more obvious one. 1, 2. For his first action. Second action, he's going to disengage, which is 1 victory point. And for his... Alright, let's see here. Yeah. Boop, 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 boop. Yep. So now he's going to pick up. Because I don't want to lug these big things with them. He's going to... Boom. He's picked it up for his third action. Because if you end the game holding on to an objective, it's even worth even more points. So there he is, helping the team already. Actually, yeah, let's back that up. He was about there. 1. Yeah, he should get all the way into there. Because he has the conceal order. And his first action is move in there. Second and third are disengage and pick up. You know, like I was just like, they're going to have random tokens. But they at least have tokens indicating they're holding objectives. So there they go. Grey Knights. 1, 2, 3. And for second action, he's going to dash. I just realized that they should have selected... there was going to be all kinds of things that had to have happened at the beginning. There's a whole phase of ploys and stuff. So let's see here. Was anyone going to do any ploys? I wasn't thinking of doing much of that. Because it's the whole, do they do bolt or discipline or shock assault? And it's kind of like, no. No one was going to be in engage orders. And, you know, the very few engage orders, they didn't really want to spend command points on things that might not happen. However, they might need to reveal things at the beginning. So let's see here for TAC Ops. After the first, if any turning point, well, where was the center? Like here-ish. Okay. They wouldn't have activated this one either because... And that happens after a particular event. So, Grey Knights wouldn't have revealed anything. Revealed a step of the first turning point. So, Custodians had to reveal Challenge. And the other two, they can't reveal. So, they had to reveal Challenge. And select one operative and one friendly operative. So, they gotta say who's gonna challenge who. I think they were gonna select that guy. And you know what? They're going to select him because he's he was the leader. So this guy's like, I want to kill that leader. And also they were the most in line. So he selected that. That guy's kind of okay with that because, you know, this guy has a 1, 2, 3. Even if he did a charge, he's not making it. So he's not going to charge in this turn. And he would have to switch to a shooting order to be able to even shoot him. And that would only get them 1 victory point instead of the 2. And they might as well go for the 2. So for his third action for this guy, he's going to disengage that. Notice I switched it to that because the objective stays there because he can't pick it up just yet. Granted, you have to control it to pick it up, so he can't just go whoop and pick it up. He knows he's going to have to do something. So now Custodians. I mean, this guy can't... No one can shoot yet, so he doesn't really care about that, so... 1, 2, 3. He'd be outside of disengage order. Again, I have to double check the pick up. Can you just do that? Does it specifically say you only can disengage it if you control it? But it doesn't... I have to actually double check the action of pickup itself. Must be within the objective marker. Cannot pick it up if it's within engagement. If it does not control. Or if it's already holding one. Okay, so they have to control it. And so that must mean he has to have enough APL. Which he doesn't. They're matched. So he can't do much else. Except maybe... Let's see here. Well, he's definitely the challenge, so he's going to kind of dash, I think. Keep it with that outside of 1. Just to kind of prevent this guy from having an escape route. Alright. Grey Knight's turn. 1, 2. And your sword is long. 3. This guy doesn't. This guy is not got anything against him shooting him, so. Let's see here. Or he doesn't have any boosts, right? Well, let's see here. I can make it so he gains no cover. And that the other one is just for his, you know, great weapons kind of thing. You know, great melee, but that's it. So he's going to fire his Stormbolter. That makes sense. 4 shots. 3's to hit. Boop. Crit. Crit. Oh, and it's relentless, so I get to reroll whatever I want. Relentless. 2 crits in a regular. Yep, and then Custodian. Bum ba dum bum bum. He doesn't care about the invuln, so he's gonna have his defensive 3, 3 2-ups. Ooh, he failed 1. Let's see here. So you might at least be able to block a crit and a regular, which would leave him to take 7. Or he blocks 2 regular and he takes 8. At this point, it doesn't really matter, and he can hold on to the, well, if he really wants to, he can take... No, is it... Oh, okay. Let's double check when that would be applied. When is that ploy can he activate? No. Or he could just change one of these to spend a command point to change it to a crit. Okay, if it was a strategic ploy where when you're inflicting crit damage, it inflicts normal, which would have been really brutal, but, you know, all we've turned it into is he takes 6 damage instead of 8, which it's not big when it's, you know, just a storm bolter. It's more important for the melee. Does he want to just change one of these to a successful crit? No, it's not worth command points. For 1 point of damage on an 18 wound model, he's just going to block the 2 regulars. Take the 2 crits, which are 8, and still have 10 wounds left. And then for this guy's third action, he's going to actually stay there because, no, what's going to happen is those moves, say that guy moves, and then that guy moves, and then that guy moves, and he would never get his Overwatch, so third action, dash. Start heading for another objective, because that's a good idea. Now, Custodians. Still haven't figured out how they want to do this. Because it's like, oh, this guy, yeah, he has to climb over that, which go 1, 2, and then he would just be at the door. And then he could dash through the door and actually end up at the objective and be able to disengage it. But then he's spent all of his actions doing that, and he's within, I think, charge range of a hammer, so he doesn't want to do that. Or, you know what? He's just got to make sure this bit of terrain doesn't block lines. So, he's going to switch to an engage order. One, 2. Dash through. Hey. Dash through. He's got to make sure these sight lines are not cut. Alright, since he was there. Dash through. There. Now his base is not crossing this nub of wall. So you can actually shoot this guy. Can't even look at my phone to see that if you can see that or not, which is annoying. Stupid things breaking. And I only have one side camera, which is over there at the moment. Oh, okay. There we kind of go. Okay, that was his second action, so for his third action, he's just gonna shoot into him. Since now he can actually see the dude. He's trying to get a kill. He's at least made it so this guy can't charge him. So Guardian Spear shooting. 4 shots. 2's to hit. Alright, that's a... Woo! Good thing it's not lethal 5-up, but geez. Okay. That becomes pen 1, so... Oh, boys. Immediately down to 2 defense dice. Alright, Grey Knights. You really got anything to defend against this? I mean... 2 3-ups for sure. Okay. At least block that. I mean, he'll survive that, but he's wondering, do they have anything to spend to help mitigate that? Yep, only to mitigate the injury modifier later. So, he could block those two. Takes the crit and the regular, which will be 8 damage. Leaving him with 3 left. Now he's got the thing of, he can go 1, 2. Even if he did 3 and like 4, he would never be able to charge this guy. Yeah, he's in a bad shape. He can at least shoot the dude, but that's about it. So they're going to instead engage this guy. Going to 1, 2, 3. Get him because of his dash. He's now nice and tidy in there. That was his first, second. Then, of course, second and third action are going to be disengage and pick up. So, Grey Knights are at least holding on to 2 objectives, but now they have to really hold on to them for the rest of the game. Now for this guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that might put him. Oh, but he's got a conceal order. He can't charge this guy. And they switched that guy, so he can just go 1, 2, 3. You know what? Dash 2 again. Keep this guy from really having many places to run. They really like doing that to people. Alright. Alright, he's done his actions. And now for this guy, here's the problem. If he goes to melee someone, he's not going to be able to do much. Because he can maybe get a hit in. He's got a hammer. But the hammer's not better, say, than something else. So he would have to spend a command point just to be able to, ignore the movement, right? That's what and they shall know no fear. Till the end of the opera, you can ignore any or all modifiers to its APL characteristics, and it is not injured. Okay. So you can ignore the being injured bit. And going from... And that would also help with its melee... Its hits. It wouldn't take a penalty to its hits. Alright, they'll spend a command point for that. Because he's engaged, 1, 2, 3, he's going in. For his second action, he's using Hammer Hand. For his third action, he's fighting. He knows he's going to die, but he's not going to die next turn. He's going to die now. That also helps with damage limitation later. Hammer time. 5 attacks. In this case, it's going to be still forced to hit because he's has the They Shall Know No Fear. Doesn't even have a lethal. None of those are crits. So, that's not going to help him at all. So now we get 5 attacks with 2s to hit. Crit, crit, crit. Oh my god, look at all those crits. And nothing. Oh my god. And just a regular. Like this is gonna matter. He was kind of hoping for a crit to see if it could help him. In this case, it wouldn't have because this guy's rolls were amazing. So, he still does... He's still going to apply a strike. Which will do 6 damage to this guy, which is, still good. That still puts him at 12. It's just this guy can apply anything he wants and he will die. Yeah, because he's hoping to get a crit to do 7 damage, for 1. And 2, it would at least also remove a normal attack, a normal strike. Yeah, a normal hit, a successful hit from his opponent. It's just his opponent was like everything, so he needed his opponent to literally have like 2 successes so he could just go parry, applies a crit, and then just, actually he parries. This guy still kills him. So all he could do is strike and die. And that's everyone who's done everything. That's the whole turn. So now, let me move along. And I now remember I should put a turn counter. This is where things get interesting. First of all, command points go up. People have a lot because they haven't been spending it. Now we see who has the initiative. It's tied, and because Grey Knights had it last time, that means Custodians get it now. Alright, ploys. Custodians are going to select Peerless Warriors so they can shoot or fight twice. So, done. Grey Knights are going to select Shock Assault to fight twice. That's pretty much it. And now, let's see Grey Knights reveal. They'll still reveal it, the damage limitation, because, hey, at this point, every round that they try to do that can score a victory point. They'll reveal central control, since, they might as well try to get someone closer to the center. It's really all just a reveal so that if they happen to complete it, they get points. And Custodians are going to reveal damage limitation as well, because if they succeed, they get the points. If they don't, whatever. Alright, so Custodians can go first. And they're going to switch this guy to an engage order. He's going to charge. And for his second action, he's going to fight. So, this is the Sentinel Blade. 5 attacks, 2s to hit. That's okay. Is it lethal 5 up? Oh, yes it is. So, these 3 are crits. That's a regular. And now, the Grey Knight is a Justicar. He has his Nemesis Force weapon. He's got 5 attacks, 2s to hit. Okay, that one's cocked. So, do you think this Justicar is trying at all? Oh my god. And they're going to spend a command point to reroll one of these because, dear god. I mean, at least they got another crit. Let's see here. I'm going to double check. Oh, here's the weird bit. Storm Shield. Each time it fights in combat and resolves successful hit steps of the combat, each time it parries, 2 of your opponent's successful hits are discarded instead of 1. Does that mean if I parry a critical with a critical, I discard 2 criticals? I would think yes, because it does not state that it just doesn't go, it parries another successful normal hit. It just says it parries another hit. Whatever is the type that you're parrying. Well, he's parrying a critical with a critical. He parries them both. And then he applies 2 crits and a regular as a strike. So, 6, 12, 16. I'm pretty sure he just struck this guy down. Which is challenge. If you achieve the first condition while the enemy operative is within trying... Oh, so even if he shot him with a pistol, he would still get the other victory condition. But he successfully did the challenge. Boop. So I'm just going to even toss this card to the side. He successfully did the challenge. Oh, and look at that. You Headhunter, you score a victory point. If this is the first or second turning point, second, it's also another victory point. Boop. There they go. They're just scoring heavily on that kill. I mean, that kill was 4 victory points on its own. That was a rough one for the Grey Knights. And that was just his second action. For his third action, pick up. And he has finished. And now for the crappy part for him. If he switched to a shooting order, he can't see this dude, so he can't shoot at him. And for this guy, even if he was, not concealed, he's getting blocked by this one, so he can't even shoot at him. He literally can't shoot at anyone. He can't even see this dude. And because it's a heavy, even if he moves, he can't shoot because Grey Knights couldn't get the suspension system. So he literally can't stop the dude. So Grey Knights will activate this guy, who's going to switch to an engage order. His first action, since he knows if he just tries to run away, this guy's just going to follow. He's just going to, first action, go in. Hammer Hand is actually worth it, because even though that uses a second action, that means he can't fight twice. He knows that he will likely die in this action if he doesn't try to kill the other guy first. So fighting second, trying to fight twice isn't necessarily going to save his butt. It's more likely just going to delay the inevitable. Alright. So we got the force weapon, so we might as well just do the attack right now. Here we go. So Hammer Hand for a second action, third action, attack, 5 attacks, 3s to hit. Lethal 5 up, so crit, regular. Ignore those 2. And then the Guardian Spear for response, 5 attacks, 2s to hit. Okay, can ignore that. Regular crit. And now I just want to verify Hammer Hand specifically says on your first strike that you apply. The first time it strikes. So you can still apply a parry. Because he's actually thinking of using a crit to parry that. So that way this guy can't apply a crit. And now the Custodian's realizing he can do lots of fighting on this guy afterwards. So he might want to just limit damage. Because between these two, actually, he would... No, even if he takes these 2, he survives. And if he applies both these two, this guy would have some... They would both be in serious condition. But they would both be alive. And he realizes that this guy could block and potentially kill him later. So he will parry that to kind of just ignore that because this guy might parry it. And yeah, just all these kinds of thinking. Now he will apply his first strike finally, which does 7 in this case. So it puts him down to 5. Because now you can see what I'm talking about is next time this guy can apply a strike, which can kill this guy. And then he's going to apply a strike with that one, which is only 5. So the Grey Knight is at 6. So he's still alive. Alright, and that's his actions. And for Custodians, this guy, 1, 2, sure, he's going to be like there just to kind of help the camera see him still, hopefully. And then he's going to disengage and pick up. He's going to pick up for his third action. And because he disengaged, that's a victory point. This is not looking as good for the Grey Knights. This guy is actually going to, for first action, shoot that guy. Because he actually can do that. So, first action, 4 attacks, 3's to hit. So, yeah, they're selecting this guy. Relentless, so I can re-roll those 2. Alright. That's just 4 regular old hits, you know, nothing special. Guardian gets 3 2-ups, so, you know, it's probably going to be okay. Okay, he definitely blocks 1, but now he realizes spend a command point to reroll one of these. Okay, blocks another. Do they spend their final command point? No, they have another command point. Do they spend another command point to reroll? Because you can keep spending command points for rerolls. I mean, it is 6 damage. And he doesn't care. So he'll just accept it. Take those 2, which is 6 damage. So he's ouch, but he's not out. And they didn't do Bolter Discipline. So for his second action, 1, 2, 3. He needs to be within triangle, so for his third action, he's going to be on top of the objective. So he can at least disengage it and pick it up later on turn 3. This guy's actually going to switch to an engage order for reasons. I'll just have that over here. Makes it a little bit easier for me. First action, fight. So Guardian Spear, 5 attacks, 2's to hit. No crits that time. Grey Knight attacks back, 5 attacks, 3's to hit. Three regulars and 2 crits, actually. And now I need a double check hammer hand. Until the end of the turning point, each time this operative fights in combat. So he gets his hammer hand this time. If he applies any of these, now that I look at it, if he applies this, it's normally 4, but because of hammer hand, it'll be 5. Enough to kill. All of these kill. For the Guardian, because it got no crits, it can't kill. It has to apply a strike in an attempt to try to kill it. Reducing him down to 1 wound. You know, he might as well put this guy in severe problems land. So, yeah, that does it. And then he applies, you know, he's going to apply the strike because even base it was 6, but now it's 7. Murdered. There goes the Custodian's damage limitation even. Unexpected, but it worked. So now it's the Grey Knight's turn. He's going to be there so he can at least see, but he's remaining concealed because, you know, he can't do anything else. He can't shoot because he can't get that suspension thing. And this guy's going to go, so it's not like he would be able to get Overwatch because the turn would end. This guy's got concealed. He's just going to stay concealed. He's got a token, and he doesn't want to drop it. So he's going to stay there. Which ends round 3. Let's see here. End of turn stuffs. Both teams failed damage limitation. Central control, it's about there. Grey Knights definitely don't have it. Both teams go up 1 command point. Now we flip. This guy knows there's a door right there, so this guy's coming in for him. Okay. Initiative. This could be really important. Grey Knights. And they know this guy's got a problem with this. Oh, yeah. Well, before we even do that. Let's see here. Grey Knights are going to do... They're not going to do the one for fight twice. There's really no need. But Custodians will do Peerless Warriors because they might be able to shoot twice or fight twice. They do know that is a possibility. Alright. Because they actually want... They're actually activating this guy first. The Pyscannon. So he can unload into this guy, which he's gonna do. 5 shots, 3s to hit. So you might make them drop a thing right now. Okay, that's all 5. Well, so he has a purity seal, but in this case, he's not going to use a command reroll. All those are good. In fact, it doesn't matter. The guy has 3 2-ups. Even if he makes all 3, block, block, block. They don't have any command points to stop damage from being taken. And just one of these is 4 damage. So he's dead. The token's right there. So he successfully, again, stopped their damage limitation and turned their holding objective down. So he's done. Custodians. They know killing him can drop an objective, so this guy's an engage order. 1, 2, and then 3. I mean, he's just full on charging this guy. And then second action, fight. Let's just roll the Guardian Spear. Let's see here. Can the Grey Knight deny any of this? Nope. Dead. I mean, it's just the first strike applied is going to be death. When you have 1 wound, there's not much you can do. Token dropped. He can't pick it up, though. The Custodians are actually holding as many objectives as they are capable of carrying. And then he is done. See, here's the annoying thing. With him not being able to move and shoot, the Pyscannon becomes super useless. This guy now has to somehow kill someone else to make them drop an objective, because when he activates, you can at least take that which, you know, you'll score a point for activating it, and then he'll carry the objective. Well, at least they can go for the center now that I think about it for later. Sort of. Okay, so first action was disengage, second action was that, so third action, 1, 2, 3. He can't dash. Oh yeah, and he's gonna be in a conceal order since, you know, he's not trying to shoot anyone. And then this guy goes. He's just gonna pass it up, just hanging out there. He can't be attacked. That's the fourth round. I mean, no one got damage limitation that time. They still don't have central control since I think center's about there. So they had to somehow get that guy there if they want it, which is not going to happen. Alrighty. Who has that initiative? On the final turn. Custodians. Joys. Oh yeah, and now, Custodians are done. Oh yeah, everyone goes up 1 command point. Custodians are going to spend a command point to have Peerless Warriors. Is there really anything the Grey Knights got that would be great? Can maybe go in Shadows, but that's only great if someone's on Vantage Point, which they are not. Bolt of Discipline would only apply for that guy. Alright. Custodians, 1, 2. For his first action, he's going to be a little bit over there a little bit more, so that way he has clean line draws to him. Second action, he's going to shoot. 4 attacks. 2s to hit. Doesn't care about that one. Because that is still P1, which will get him to be, you know, ouched. Alright, so this guy has 2 saves. 2 3-ups. Oh, okay. Or he blocks a crit and a regular. He takes 1 regular, which from a spear is only 3 damage, so it goes from 11 wounds to 8. Oh yeah, I like how the token just kind of, there we go. Don't need to do tokens like that. But for his third action, he's just going to shoot again. So, 4 attacks, 2s to hit. Ah, 3 regulars this time. Gives us 3 3-ups. He's going to spend a command point to reroll one of these. So he's spent the reroll on that. So we already know he's going to be able to block one of those. I'm just trying to do the math. That's 2 3-ups. He'll be pretty injured. So he'll just accept it because he'll be alive. And the mission will, you know, this is the final bit of the mission. So he doesn't need to spend a command point to reroll. So this guy's done. Because first, he will activate. And he will spend the command point for the activation to ignore injuries. And he's going to unload with a Pyscannon into that guy. So 5 attacks. 3s to hit. I did double. At least he's got his Purity Seal to reroll one of these. So that's a hit. And he'll spend a final command point to reroll one of these other ones. To get a hit. That was also, now that I think about it, super pointless because this guy gets 3 2-ups. Blocked, all 3. Because the Pyscannon is, turns out, is useless as shit. I mean, holy crap. Great against other things, but You roll like that, you're done. And he's made of shooting, so he can't move. And he can't shoot twice because it's a Pyscannon, not a bolter, so he's just done. And this guy has nothing else to do but sit there, so done. This guy, 1, 2, 3. And when you're carrying these tokens, you're not allowed to dash, so he can't make it to the center. And you know what? In that case, let's move him back because he knew he wasn't going to do that. And instead, switch to an engage order and go 1, 2, 3. And for his second action, he's going to fire. He's just gonna pray. 4 shots, 3s to hit. Okay, alright. 2 crits. And 2 regular. And so this guy gets 3 2-ups. Gets a crit, blocks a crit. And then blocks 2 regulars. So he applies the crit, which is 4 damage to his... Oh, this is the one's the leader, so 19. So he's at 15. Yeah. Like that did anything. And didn't have bolter discipline, so couldn't shoot again. And that ends the game. So now we score by... Well, they have the same number... Actually, so we end... First at the end of the round. Both teams actually get damage limitation this time around because he survived. So both score a victory point for that. Boom. They didn't have central control and they didn't kill the leader because the leader is tough. And he basically denied the hammer immediately. And then for each carrying these is actually 2 each, but so it's like Custodians get 4 more. And these guys get 4 more. So ends up being 2 points difference. Basically, if they had actually been in the center at one point and gone some more central control, Grey Knights could have at least potentially tied this up. But they got pretty slaughtered. Still. I mean, that Pyscannon was pretty useless. And now I have to wonder what would be... I mean, is a heavy weapon on a Grey Knight useful? Grey Knights don't really have their psychic powers don't really hit as hard as they used to. So it is interesting playing them now. But man, melee was just... Everyone died. Everyone died in melee. So that was an interesting game. Thanks very much for watching, and have a fabulous day, everybody.